I do see a passion in them for schools. I do see involvement in schools, working to gain more experience, being in the schools. I think they have a lot of experience at the lower levels right now, and I think that's great. That's excellent. And I think we need more parents to be involved and also willing to run. I think has been a very good asset to say, I'm willing to step up, take that challenge, and see what happens. So I would encourage people to do that. I would encourage them to be on the committee to get more background and experience, to volunteer more and do those kinds of things. There's my little noise thing.
This question is for Nancy Mueller. It says, given the popularity of the open classroom format, would you be willing to eliminate the lottery method and expand the program across the school district based on level of parental interest? If so, how would you allocate students to schools?
I don't know, that's a huge concept. It's not something, I think that as far as the allocating part goes, that'd be something I'd have to think about for like a couple weeks before I can figure that out in my head. But honestly, you have to listen to the people in our district. And if there is a huge outcry and people are leaving our district because they're not getting into the open classroom, then yes, we do need to expand it. I think that is an easy answer to say. That's the easy answer. The hard answer is how do you make it happen? And I haven't sat down and figured out the specifics, but I would say that I am willing to listen to parents. I am willing to hear what community has to say about this idea, and I am open to the idea of trying new things if that's what the public wants.
Okay. The next question is for Nan Kiermuller and Christy Stoll. It says, name 2 policies that the Board of Education approved that you favor and 2 that you disfavor within the past 5 years, and explain why or why not.
Well, I mean, obviously I made a comment about I thought that their policy about how to handle issues at the board meeting, I agreed with that. I mean, I assume that would be considered in the policy area. Something I would disagree with that they have done. Let's see. Well, I'm still trying to wrap my arms around what happened last fall with the lottery system and how students were filled into the open classrooms and there were vacancies. And it's my understanding that the administration took more power back from the school. I don't understand all the ins and outs of it, but I've heard a lot of people complaining who were impacted by that in terms of their kids were in one magnet program, they wanted to be in another one, there was open space, it took months to get any resolution on it, and then kids were moved midway through the fall, and there was not empowerment to the principal or the powers that be within the school. So that would be something that I would have an issue with.
Okay. Well, some of the things, I'm not sure if it's within the last 5 years, but I support that they've got a cut-off date for school of choice. That in junior high, they stopped letting in school of choice children because they haven't been brought up in our elementary schools, and so they're not prepared to enter in at that level. So I do support that. Things that I don't support is I can think of one thing, and actually we already talked about it today, and it was the other week at the board meeting, and it was about the firming of the issue with BAM that would come and be disruptive. And I did not agree that policy should have been changed and the word frivolous should have been used, because I think that is a really subjective word, and so that would have been something that I would have had a problem with.
We're almost to our 8:20 mark, where the candidates are going to give their final statements. I'm afraid that we'll go over if we pick another question, so I think we're going to move on to the final statements, because we flipped the coin at the beginning, and you folks started and they followed. Now you will close and they will. So the table is yours.
How long, Brad?
They have 2 minutes.
I thought it was switch.
It's switched.
No, we started.
They started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We started.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. I got so wrapped up.
There you go. Okay, I think we've heard a lot of things here tonight, but I think the question that the community has in this election is experience versus a board that may be 50% new members. As it comes down to some of the decisions that are going to come down the pipe from in terms of finance, having a good understanding of what history there is in the district, what how it affects all levels, all people, all grades, and working in trying to keep the relationships that we have and we know we have, keeping them on a good footing with staff, with the community. I think it's going to be a decision based on experience in terms of a record of what we've done and what we can do and keeping it going in a good direction. I don't have any doubt that either one of our opponents would make good board members, but at this point in time, I don't think they're going to be prepared to deal with the things that we're going to have to deal with. But I want to thank everybody for coming, and I just want to say that if not reelected, I have greatly enjoyed serving the community in the school district, and I would do it all over again, and I will continue to volunteer afterwards.
Okay. My turn, I guess. I'll close with a couple of things that I didn't mention earlier, which I'll mention now. We asked about supporters. One, we also have Kate Baker, who's the pro tem mayor of Ferndale.